Alright guys, we're down here in the shop. We're going to be messing with the aluminum frame again. We're going to see if we can finish it. I decided not to wait. If I break something, it might actually rip some wires out and damage my ESC or something, and I got a high dollar ESC in it. Don't want to take that risk, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I wished I'd have done it to start with, and I would have got my aluminum cut out better, because trying to cut it out with that other arm on there, I couldn't lay it down flat, and so I didn't get it just perfect, but I got it good enough to work. Things I'm going to be using, need to clamp it good like that. You're going to need some, if you're going to do something like this, you're going to need some precision punches. I got a whole set of them, all different sizes. These fit each hole perfectly, and I mean perfectly. And they got and they're carbide and got a sharp little point, or not carbide, they're I forget what they are. Anyway, they got a sharp little point on the end. You're going to need drill bits the exact same size. You're going to need some calipers, a good set of calipers, so you can get all that right. Some of you probably ain't going to give a care about any of this, but just want to see the finished product. But I thought I'd film some of it, show you a little bit of it. I'm down here in my old shop. This is my old go-kart shop. I used to race go-karts for about 6 or 7 years, and I didn't build the go-karts. I'd buy the frames, then I'd buy all the components that had to go on them, and then I would build it up, put all the stuff on it. But I would build the motors. I would take like a 5 horsepower motor and turn it into like a 26, 27, 28 horsepower motor. We had dyno machines and everything for that stuff, man. We was into it big and heavy. We got every tool known to man down here. And we was into that shit heavy and big time, man. We spent a fortune on it. I was really good at it. And I was really good at building the motors. And we're not talking about the average 5 horsepower motor. I'm talking about you take a 5 horsepower motor, and when you get done with it, you got something that sounds like a damn dragster. And I'm talking about we running methanol. I got a 55-gallon barrel of methanol still sitting over there in the corner of my shop that we never did use. We ran methanol. We ran nitrous in them, in the methanol, some liquid nitrous. We put everything. You got to put big old ass pistons in there. You got to put change the cam. You got to change the stroke on the crank. Run a stroke of crank, and double valve springs and all kind of shit. Now I can't go into all of it, but for a normal 5 horsepower motor turn about 3,600 RPM. My motors that I built would turn 10 to 12,000 RPM, and the power didn't come in until you get about 8,000 RPM. And we was running Horseman clutches and shit like that, and I could build some motors, guys. All right, this frame here had a lot of different holes in it for all different sorts of things. I already know exactly which holes I'm gonna need, so that's the only ones I'm gonna punch out. Alright guys, there really wasn't a whole lot to show you, just a few holes to drill. Here's what it looks like when I'm done with it. I'm pretty sure everything's right on the money. So, all we gotta do now, I gotta paint it, because you know it's gotta be orange. So I'm gonna paint it, prime it and paint it, and then we'll build a sucker if I've got the right screws. This is a little bit thicker plate than the carbon was. I got some screws ordered, but I don't know, it'd probably be Wednesday or Thursday before they get here next week, so if my screws don't work, you'll have to wait till then for me to build it. If not, I'll have a video up probably tomorrow or the next day. Alright, I got it primered and swinging in the wind. So it'll dry faster, so it shouldn't take too long. Well, and now she's painted and swinging in the wind. So now she's orange, so I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. Can't wait to put it together. Alright guys, I want to go over some of the specs on this aluminum frame before we start building it. I want to see the thickness difference between the original frame and this one, and the one I built. Alright, 4.26. This one here, the original one that I broke, is 4.26 millimeters. Alright, now the one I made is going to be 4.75 or 4.76. Now I'm getting 4.97 there. I brushed this thing several times with a wire brush. So it was originally 5 millimeters, because that's what I'm getting out here. In some places I probably brushed it down thinner using a wire brush. This is a 5 millimeter aluminum frame. So now let's see the weight difference, because I did put some holes in that other one. Alright, this is the original bottom plate, and the original bottom plate weighs, say, 39.2 or 3, let's just say 40 grams. The original one weighs 40 grams. Now let's see how much the one I made weighs. $86 grams. So basically, this aluminum frame is a millimeter thicker, hell of a lot stronger, and only weighs twice what that one weighed, the carbon one. I'm pretty happy about that. And I did put a couple of holes in here, one here and one here, because and I could put more holes, but I wanted to leave it flat right in here because my stack goes here, and then I used some double-sided sticky tape to tape my buzzer and everything else right in here. So I didn't want to drill a hole there because I wanted to have a good place for it to stick. Alright guys, I'm going to start building this. I'm not going to film all this crap because y'all probably don't want to see it. And you see my build is right here. All I got to do is put some screws to it and tighten everything up. So I'll give you some snapshots or talk to you just a little bit along the way. But we're not filming all that. There's no point. Hey guys, we've got all the main components in the middle here mounted. Flight stack and all that's mounted. The beeper and the VTX is mounted. So everything's looking good. It's all fitting perfect just like it's supposed to. All we got to do now is mount our motors. So let's do that next and we'll come right back. Alright, we've got the motors mounted now too. I lacked one screw having I needed a little bit longer screws because the frame was thicker. And I didn't quite have 16. I had 15. So I had one a little too long, so I had to put some tiny little washers on that one. But all the rest of them were the button head type screws and went in perfect. Now let's turn it over and I'll show you. So the motors are mounted. It all fit back perfect, just like it was on the other drone. I mean, it's going to be perfect. Okay guys, we're pretty much almost done. All I got to do now is put on my top plate. I sure wished I had another blue motor, but I don't. I got 2 or 3 more purple ones, but I don't have a full set of either color, so I'm having to run an oddball. But it's looking pretty sweet. Let's put the top plate on now and we'll pretty much be done with it. Okay guys, it is completely done and built and it looks great. Here it is. Got the props, motors, everything's on. Got the wires taped up around the arms with some orange glow-in-the-dark tape. Got my antenna zip tied down. and I got all my screws in, and I got my front end camera on. Everything top plate mounted back just like it's supposed to. Everything's perfect, guys. And as you can see, I've got, let me hold this. And as you can see, I've got two holes, one here and one here, that are drilled with the drill to lighten the frame up a little bit. So you know this is the aluminum frame and not the, there's the original one. That was the carbon one. You see it's got a broke arm. This is most definitely the aluminum one. I'm not trying to pull no fast one on nobody. I've tried to let y'all follow me from start to finish so there wouldn't be no mistakes. No questioning it. Okay, so now let me swap cameras for a minute. Okay guys, the dry weight of the quad, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. The light shines right on that darn thing. The dry weight of the quad without any battery and without the GoPro is 281 grams. So, and that's with an aluminum frame, so I'm saying that's pretty darn good. Alright, now we're going to add an 850 like LiPo like most people would run. I still got a good one here, so sometimes I run this. So we're going to add that to it. That brought it to 391. 391. Wait a minute. Yep, okay. You got to get it sitting on there just right so it don't touch nothing. 391 grams with that LiPo. Now let's add the camera we would be running, which is the RunCam 5. Now we are at 445 grams. I was well over 500 going into the 600 before. So, I'm going to say that's going to do pretty good. But now let's take this off and this off, and let's put our big ass 1300 battery on there that we run. We run this most of the time. Okay. I'm gonna make sure I ain't touching something here. Yep. See, that battery makes a huge difference. 484 grams. But that's still way lighter than it was earlier today when I had everything strapped onto it. It was getting close to 600 grams, best I remember. So, hell, this thing would have fly just fine. And I am not scared now of breaking it at all. Honestly, that is a thick ass piece of aluminum for a 3-inch frame. And that's pretty good aluminum right there. I do not believe it'll break. It may possibly bend if you hit it just right, but I believe it's going to be hard for it to even bend. You'd have to be moving on pretty damn fast, and this quad just don't go quite that fast. So guys, the only thing left to do is fly it, and I can't right now because it's about 11 o'clock at night. I was in a hurry, I wanted to finish it. But we will definitely be flying it tomorrow. If I ever show it on camera and talk about it, just make sure I got the two holes there, and you'll know it's the aluminum frame one, or if you see those two holes. And I went on and painted it for two reasons. It's got a primer coat on it, and it's got it's got 2 or 3 coats of that orange fluorescent paint on it. I did that for a couple of reasons. One, for insulation, in case something forbid happened and the top plate got squished down somehow or another. I don't believe this one would, and it mashed the boards together or something down to the aluminum plate. Maybe it won't short out. I've got the rubber grommets and everything in between it, but you never know. But with 3 or 4 coats of paint on it like that with primer, maybe it won't go through that. And then the other thing is just so I can see the darn thing at night, you know, with my fluorescent light. But if you think about it, carbon is the same way. I mean, if you short your board out to the carbon frame, it'll fry it too. So always test your quad to make sure the damn thing will work after you rebuild one or build it. I don't know how many times I've put one together and thought, there ain't a thing wrong with it, I know it'll work. Take it out the next day and it won't fly, then you got to spend half the day looking for the problem. So test it out first, so we're going to. Bella, get back. Alright. Yep. Beeper works. Get back now. Bootsy, get back. Get back, it'll bite you. Bootsy, get back. Get back. It ain't a bug you can catch. Okay guys, the only thing left for me to do is to make sure my FPV still works and my goggles there. I'll do that off camera because there's no point. Guys, this is sweet. This is sweet. I'm loving this thing, man. Can y'all see the smile on my face? Damn. Oh shit, I love making something like that. Now if I just had one like this made for a 5-inch, and I want to do it so bad, but golly, I'm dreading trying to cut a 1/2-inch thick piece of, my plate down there is a 1/2-inch thick, and that's hard as shit to cut. The best way to cut it is with a skill saw and aluminum blade for a skill saw. Problem is I don't have an aluminum blade for the skill saw with carbide tips, and you just cannot cut the kind of things you need to cut the way this is with a saw blade. It just wants to cut in a straight line, and it's all my jigsaw would do to cut this one, much less a 1/2-inch thick. There ain't no damn way. Now I've got a mill, I could mill it out, but hell, that would take probably a week. I got a big old nice mill, like goes in a big ass industrial plant. I bet it weighs 20-30,000 pounds. Problem is, everything on it is so big and it's so damn heavy, and it's not greased up good, and it's hell to roll that big old table around back and forth and up and down and in and out. Shit. So, and it's hard to mess with that thing. It's so big. So I don't know, but I do want to try to build me a 5-inch one pretty soon. We'll just have to visit that later, guys. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this. We will be flying this tomorrow if it don't rain. We're supposed to get rain the next 2 or 3 days, but it's not a very big chance, so hopefully you'll see me out there. If you liked this 3-inch build, please like and subscribe this video and leave a comment if you liked it. I put a lot of work and effort into this, trying to give y'all, not only did I want to do it, but trying to give y'all something different for this besides me just flying around my damn yard. Something that you might enjoy. That's why I tried to film myself down in the shop and whatnot. I don't know if you enjoyed it or not, but if you did, you can leave a comment down below. If you didn't, you can leave a comment down below. Tell me what you would like to see. Alright guys, take it easy.